Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Dishonored 2, Blind. Now I'm going back because I realized before I leave the mission I want to give the frightened guy one last chance to calm down and maybe talk to me. I don't think he will. Although, I will perform a couple of experiments. For example... Okay, this doesn't help. Because the other guy in Dunwall, he was also frightened by me knocking out a nearby enemy. Oh, that's more loot. But he calmed down eventually, and I could talk to him, which I would very much like to do because this guy has a name, which seems to suggest he's somehow important. Yeah, I don't think he will calm down, which is a pity. But you know, I would have to go... Oh, Hamilton's key! Okay, so maybe he will not calm down, but that doesn't mean his presence is not useful to me, because I presume this opens one of the rooms that I couldn't have opened before, so now I just need to find it. Hypatia's office and consultation. Where would his room be? Salon? Disease treatment? He's one of the doctors, so I presume there should be like a plaque or something notifying you that you're entering his office. Unfinished letter to Captain Ramirez. Captain Ramirez, the squad got together and decided not to kill the lab dogs, like you ordered. I know it's too late for them and that they'll die anyway, but even getting close to them is risky. Also, what are we supposed to do with the carcasses? They'll attract blood flies before the next shift is over. Speaking of which, can't the Duke send over another crew to flash smoke the bloodfly infestation? It's bigger every day. I know the doctors here use bloodflies to make the solution. Why can't they invent an elixir made from field mice instead? I'm sure it would sell better with a cute mouse on the label instead of a disgusting insect. Okay. This isn't particularly helpful with regards to finding where the actual office of that guy is. Like, I really don't know. Where it is, which is a bit embarrassing because it, by all accounts, should be pretty obvious, right? It is the office of one of the doctors. I think it should be prominent. I guess there are a couple of things I have not stolen. Oh, there's gold. There's a couple of things I have not stolen here. But again, that doesn't necessarily help me with regards of learning where his office is. Private rooms. Ah, it's here. To be honest, I forgot this was even a floor that existed. Mercury vapor distillation. Okay, so he's some kind of an inventor then. This time I'm sure I saw it. Well, I don't know what or who it was, but there was someone, some hooded creature, dragging some bloody thing along the corridor. I'm not sure whether its prey was another dog or one of the guards. Not sure which one I would prefer. Those bastards have been mocking me for months now, saying that I lost it and that Dr. Hypatia should lock me up. Captain Ramirez said it's all in my head and that I'd better stop spreading rumors. Dr. Hypatia didn't say much when I first mentioned the half-devoured dog found in recuperation. Is she protecting someone? Dr. Vasco looks most suspicious to me. He hasn't even left recuperation for weeks now, and the last time I saw him, he was drawing some rotten blood from a corpse of a guard who got stung to death by bloodflies. I'm not a doctor, but I know that this is not part of the Addermeyer solution recipe that Dr. Hypatia invented. Anyway, if nobody will listen to me, I'll have to track the monster down myself. I'll set up some traps and keep watch every night until I find what's going on here. Okay, so I think I'm done with pretty much everything. Can I survive that? I'm going to test that just for fun. Well, the answer is no. I can't survive that. Which is a pity. Although, can I blink in, well, in air. Not quite. I need a landing, an actual landing spot. I know it would be quicker if I just run down the stairs, but you know, sometimes. Yeah, this is not going to work, unfortunately. As cool as it would have been.
Can we leave this place yet? I don't like it. Ready now?
Yes.
Yes. Let's get back to the ship.
Did you find Sokolov?
No. But Hypatia was the crown killer.
What? I don't believe you.
The Duke tricked her into injecting herself with a flawed version of her serum. It changed her, but there was an antidote, so she's alive. If she remembers the murders, she'll have to deal with that.
What about Sokolov?
They gave him to a man named Kirin Jindosh. Do you know him?
Everybody knows him. The grand inventor of Serkonos.
Then he's next. Let's hope Anton's all right.
Okay, didn't kill anyone, got detected 31 times, which, as I said, at this point it's not going to get any better. But I found all of the blueprints, all of the paintings, all of the everything outside of coin, but I found a decent amount of coin, so I am more or less satisfied. Created an antidote that freed Dr. Alexander Hypatia from the Grim Alex. Found the basement containing Vera Morey's diary. Continue. And talk to Megan Foster about the best way to reach the home of Kirin Jindosh, Grand Inventor to the Duke of Serkonos.
In his day, Sokolov was Dunwall's genius. He transformed our city with his inventions. Electricity for the factories and carriages racing along above the streets. As I grew up, his buzzing and glowing devices kept me safe. His stories always made me giggle, and his outrageous conversations shocked aristocrats and overseers alike. Now, all these years later, Kirin Jindosh is Karnaka's genius. A mad inventor who has given the Duke sinister machines that move like people but aren't. Clockwork soldiers that fight and kill. Got to find out where Sokolov's being held and bring the old man back alive. Rescue one genius and cage the other before he creates an army of clockwork soldiers.
Goodbye Karnaka, I read that already. However, let me write in my... Oh, note from Megan Foster. Dr. Hypatia needed a place to sleep, so I cleared the stuff out of the spare cabin. I was able to sell most of it. Here is what's left of the money. It's not a lot, I know. Whale oil is expensive and under imperial rationing decree. But you know that. Megan Foster. Let's write in my journal. The Crown Killer is no more. Next, Jindosh. I finally uncovered how my enemies created the Crown Killer. What better way to erode confidence in me than before the coup? If I had stopped to think about it for a few minutes, maybe I could have kept my people's trust. But that would have required patience, and my advisors always remind me that I have none of that particular trait. But to use Hypatia's own serum against her, horrible. I am happy I could find a cure. She's a brilliant alchemist, and now she can continue her research to help the people of Serkonos. I wasn't able to rescue Sokolov. He's been taken elsewhere to Kirin Jindosh's mansion. It's the inventor of the Clockwork Soldier, and if he's able to use Sokolov's genius for his own plans, it might be very, very bad. I've seen his killing machines in action at Dunwall Tower. I can't allow Delilah to have such an ally. I'm sure Jindosh takes pleasure in keeping his intellectual rival captive. Well, it won't be for long, if I have any say in it. The Dreadful Whale, what a weird name. It's hard to sleep on this ship, and when I do, my dreams are troubled. Well, now I'm awake and thinking about Sokolov. I remember him at the Hound Pit's pub so long ago, trapped like a beast in a cage. He smelled of stale piss and rotting meat, but they couldn't break him. He held onto himself and picked up again as my tutor. Something I needed in the aftermath of my mother's death. Beware of dignitaries bearing gifts, he used to tell me. But I was still a child and I liked gifts. I thought nothing sounded more pleasant. Now I know better. I also find myself thinking of Callista, my old governess. She always wanted to travel the world on a big boat. Eventually she left Dunwall, then stopped writing a few months later. Actually, I have more than a little bit of runes probably at this point, so let me see what I can get for them. Yeah, I have 4. So Domino is fully upgraded. I'm not particularly interested in... I'm kind of interested in this, I guess. But is it tiered? Do I have to choose the previous one? I do. I think Blink is a much better power than this. I am, however, kind of interested in the shadow form, and also in agility. Maybe I'll just upgrade agility, like agility and speed. Yeah, let's do that. Increase your jump height and distance, and then sprint faster.
Expected. Very capable. Am I being dishonest? Everybody's got secrets, I guess. Maybe mine are worse than most.
Maintenance list. Drain engine room. Another week, another leak. I wasted hours on it and couldn't get it stopped. I'll shut the water off, assuming I can find the crank wheel. Something to deal with once Sokolov is safe.
You might want to talk to Hypatia before we head out. She's taken one of the rooms. Just for a while, I think. Needed to be away from Admire. Dr. Hypatia seems better than when she first showed up. Is it truly possible the good doctor didn't know she was the Crown Killer? Maybe she just didn't want to. That woman worked so hard during the old Duke's reign. For the poorest people in the city. It's good you found a way to keep from cutting Hypatia's throat, despite the situation. And surprising, really.
Grand Guard. Oh, you're here. Stay with me a moment.
Dr. Hypatia, can you remember anything that might help me? I need to find Anton Sokolov. He could be the key to unraveling the Duke's plans.
My memories are disjointed. The Duke is close to his grand inventor, Kirin Jindosh. But that man has the empathy of a mantis. He seems to both admire and despise Sokolov. We visited Aramis Stilton. I liked him. But something bad happened. Just snatches of memory. Sorry.
You should rest easy for a while. Maybe some of that will help.
I hope so. I'm not sure I even fully understand what you did for me, but I owe you for helping me at Admire. Thank you. My dreams are still filled with visions, some of which I'd sooner forget. When I first got here, I was in a daze, but I'm feeling better. I'm not sure how long I'll stay here, but I appreciate being away from Admire. A few days' recovery has helped. It might be the salty air or the rocking of the boat. Maybe just being around good people again. Maybe someday, Karnaca will return to the way it was under the old Duke, Theodanis. You be careful. Unless someone can correct all this, the next decade or more might be gloomy indeed.
Dr. Hypatia's notes. On a boat with friends, I believe, I slept. Thankfully without the usual nightmares. Perhaps the sea air does me good. The captain, Megan, brought some tea earlier. Such an interesting woman. She seemed to understand about my strange disjointed memories and the feeling of dread that accompany them. As soon as I am able, I must return to Admire. So much of the last few months seems a blur. What was I accomplishing? What was my research into serums for the Black Spittle? My work was so easily derailed. I can only conclude I was suffering from complete exhaustive breakdown. I will need time to recover.
Megan must be up on deck.
Yes, but I'm supposed to look for the crank, which I assume is somewhere down here. Blood of the Abel House. I read that already. The crank wheel for the control valve is missing. There should be another one somewhere on the ship. So it's actually missing from this location, and I'm supposed to be looking for it somewhere else. Maybe it's in the storage? Oh, this was the storage, right?
Ramsey and the Crown Killer. 2 pieces of the puzzle. More to go. So the Crown Killer was a tool of the Duke's coup. The murders had a calculated effect.
Okay, I think I'm ready to go.
Let's hope your friend doesn't sink the boat while we're gone. Ready?
All right, let's go.
All right, let's get underway.
Anton Sokolov is being held at the mansion of Kirin Jindosh, grand inventor to the Duke and the creator of the Clockwork Soldier. Get inside, rescue Sokolov, and eliminate Jindosh before he builds an army of Clockwork Soldiers.
Jindosh is important to the Duke's inner circle. The Grand Guard watches his mansion, and they'll call down the entire city if they find out who you are.
I'll make sure they don't. You said there's a wall of light cutting off access to the carriage station?
Yes, but there's a black market shop nearby. They sell on the sly. Ever use a rewiring tool?
Corvo taught me the theory.
Good. Get past the wall of light, then ride the carriage to where Jindosh lives. And there's a reason people are afraid of his mansion.
I'll get it done.
Emily, take care of this crazy man and his Clockwork Soldiers, then bring Sokolov back. He means a lot to me. His home is supposed to be full of marvels. Locals go in as a test of courage or because they're desperate for a meal. Kids, even. People say you can hear them at night, pounding on the windows, calling for help. The carriage will take you fairly close to the mansion. The Duke looks after people like Jindosh. When you're done, meet me back here. If you can't find a rewiring tool, and you manage to get to the other side of the wall of light, there should be a power source somewhere. A whale oil tank or windmill. Turning it off works just as good, and nobody gets burned to ashes. Careful with the wall of light. I once saw a kid dare his little brother to touch one of those things. A second later, nothing left but dust. The Duke's circle is full of clever bastards, all working for a percentage. But no one is like Jindosh. Not since Sokolov. Jindosh entered his Clockwork Soldiers in the Duke's tournament, the Blade Verbana. No one can beat them. Corvo won that when he was 16, didn't he? But he never faced anything like the Clockworks. Jindosh won't care who you are or what you want. To him, it's all a puzzle to work out. He looks at you like he wants to take you apart.
Okay, so I start off in a neutral zone, I guess, as I did in the first mission in Karnaka. No trespassing.
Why do so many have so little? It was never meant to be this way. This was once my world. All things, from the northernmost shores to here, Karnaka in the south. This place, Karnaka, I weep for it. What are you prepared to do to save it? This city is a place of riches, but not all get a seat at the banquet table. Always conflict, power, greed, lust. For me, what I wouldn't give just to hold your hand in mine one more time. Yes, there is more here than corruption and pain. Don't despair. There is goodness here too.
Oh, well, I guess it's not a safe district after all.
I'm back here. What? You won't get away!
This baby girl made a drawing of him.
What? His baby girl made a drawing for him with blood. All people in this empire are seriously messed up. Like, I very seldom heard anything positive from the heart.
This is just ridiculous. It's crazy. I mean,
Malcontents are saying that our bridges are crumbling, that people are leaving our cities. But as I look out from the windows of the Grand Palace, I know these are lies. The bridges. Yes, some of them are poor, lazy. It's true there are half of the city, there are abandoned buildings full of butterflies. So there always will be. It's the way of the world. Rot. Squeeze out every drop of wine you can, then you pass it to nothing. Put that on my tombstone.
why does she want that apartment? Dust everywhere, no matter what you do, right?
Ramsey's scholastic eyes. Letter to Bonneville. Major Bonneville, thank you again for your help. Without you, it would have been impossible to trace the final member of the Grand Guard who were with Stilton that night 3 years ago. The last man had made it all the way north to Maya, if you can believe it, and he was recovering at a Tivian asylum for the poor, claiming to have seen all manners of strange things on the night of Stillion's last social gathering. He even described an exotic hooded figure visiting the manor, perhaps connected to Stilton's disappearance. Such matters are best left to the military men, such as yourself, I suppose. I still have your bank agent's name and address. Rest assured your final payment will be delivered soon. I am also sending a small flask of liquor that is close to my heart, made from the pomace left after the wine grapes have been pressed. Please think of me as you enjoy it. Yours truly, Brianna Ashworth. Okay, I need to shatter this to get the bone charm, and I'm a bit afraid to do that. Maybe nobody will hear it. And a ground glider. Slide speed is faster. I don't care. Although it's... yeah, I don't care about that, to be honest.
Not this time.
Missed that.
Between the flies and the filth, it's getting hard to breathe around here.
Okay, there's a condemned building right here.
2 coins for that cat lab? Well, no more, thank you. This place is a dump
I'm
anyway.
tired of the sound of my own voice. I'm talking to a stone wall for all they listen.
Just once I'd like to see her buy the drinks. Just one time. Is that too much to ask? You look like you can take care of yourself. Watch yourself around the Duke's men.
3 men buried in his basement. Before the month is over, there will be a 4th.
So hungry. Might be time to
He
spring.
told you his secrets.
Look at this place. Might be time to head back to Potterstead. Interesting getup you have there, covering your face.
He told the children the outsider would kill them in their sleep. I revealed his secrets. Ask me no more.
Okay, everyone in this empire is deranged. Who tells their children that Satan is going to kill them in their sleep?
I work unloading fish. I'd be out on the boats, but I've got a weak stomach.
Just
Pay the fine and be done with it. No use making trouble.
Someone looks armed and dangerous. It's not funny.
You need something?
There's a guard coming.
I was thinking of heading to my uncle's farm near Sagunto. You can breathe there.
Air's a bit thick. Dust has been a problem lately. Your face is covered. The Grand Guard won't like that.
Yeah, I would prefer to avoid like a widespread panic among the civilians. But to be honest, I would also like to knock out the guards, so I would feel safer with it.
Why cover your face? Are you worried someone might recognize you? You should have seen this place 10 years ago.
When the Grand Guard go into the place and see it packed solid with blood flies, they burn the building to the ground. And the ones on either side. They may just smoke flash it. Either way, the jewels will be ruined. We're not getting our money, are we? Have some faith. It'll just be more complicated than I thought it would be. The Dukes let the blood flies get out of hand this year. Am I ever gonna catch a break? Nobody's looking out for nobody right now. We'll go back tonight and dig the jewels out. After that, we'll make a quick exit from Karnaca. This place has changed a lot over the years, and not for the better. Bastard overseers beat my man last month for whistling something heretical.
He's a child. He's frail. It's only because of her he's lived this long.
Why cover your
Okay,
face?
that's the first positive thing I've heard in a while.
I doubt I can help you. Whatever you want. I don't ever remember it being this hard to breathe.
We tried to kill her once, but she is strong.
Covering your face won't make the Grand Guard happy. Can't remember the last time I had any meat that wasn't tinned. Dust worse than usual today, don't you think?
He told her the Crown Killer would murder her in her sleep if she didn't do as she was told.
You have a good time while you're in the city, if you can. Pardon the smell. I ate something off.
The child trusted her. That's how she was able to lure him onto the boat.
Okay, everyone is fired.
Careful with that sword. The Grand Guard won't like it.
Everyone in this empire is fired for being a horrible human being.
He's made a dog's breakfast out of the whole thing. Who's got to clean it up? As always.
A note from Corey Brockburn. Janice, you'll find everything in the safe. I've written the combination in the usual place. You know where to look in the office. I changed all of the safe tumblers recently because I feel like I'm being followed. Pretty sure I heard shuffling and heavy breathing from somewhere nearby in the dark while I was closing the office for the night. It's not the Grand Guard this time, but we're being watched for certain. It's probably safer to postpone our next gathering. Can you warn the others? I'll leave for Culero when I'm done with today's clients. Okay, so there's a clue to the safe somewhere in the office. But it's only three digits, so I can brute force the last one. Gathering the Regentess. All members present. Primary agenda, possible actions for the upcoming anniversary of the death of Empress Emily Kaldwin. Proposal by Corey Brockburn. A letter to Karnaca Gazette explaining that while her murder was reprehensible, the end results may have been positive for the Empire. Motion approved unanimously. Proposal by Janice Tynes. Members wear Lord Regent's crests on armbands on the anniversary. A lovely idea, but it might hurt business for members who need to deal with many clients on the day. Clients might find it in poor taste. 4 votes against, 3 votes in favor. Motion rejected. Armbands could be worn on the 15th anniversary of the Lord Regent's unlawful arrest. Motion approved unanimously. Campaign demanding wider deployment of the Wall of Light, brought back into use in Karnaca by Duke Luca Abel. The boldest measures are the safest. Action. Vote delayed until word comes from the Grand Guard leadership, collecting facts on reduction in crime across Karnaca. Proposal added to the agenda for next meeting. Cocktails and spirits served. Okay, they seem to have some kind of a secret society here. Okay, there has to be an alternate pathway, because there always is.
Trouble sleeping again last night. Maybe I ought to try one of those sleeping tinctures, but they can be kind of pricey.
don't you know what a full day's work looks like?
Man, I'm just... It was stupid.
Okay, maybe I'll find a key later on. That's something I'll keep in mind. Especially because I think a bone charm is there.
Is covered. Your face is covered. Are you worried someone might recognize you?
You there! I need your help.
Is this a trap? Very much looks like a trap.
I bet this one's carrying coin. Hiding your face, you
Girl.
Oh yes, it was. Yes, it was a massive trap.
You there! I need your help.
You won't go anywhere. Hey, where do you think you're going? This one's carrying coin.
Die, little girl. Get away!
Think you look tough?
Can't do
Hide
shit
in
in
your
this one without
face.
just a body killer. Back here!
I'll keep that nice scarf of yours.
Okay, unconscious, 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 unconscious. Great. They seem to be using like flashbangs, which is certainly interesting for a gang. Like pretty sophisticated. Checkpoint enforced. Keep out.
A body? Here?
The Spymaster's axis of asymmetry.
Huh? What?
What's going on here?
Are they going to run to the guards? I just knocked out a couple of literal gang members, but I also saved over it, so it's going to be what it's going to be. Okay, there's a couple of things to read here, but this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to read it next time. For now I'm going to save and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!